Members, we're moving to file item 10, AB 732. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 732 by Assemblymember Cooper and others, an act relating to livestock, making appropriation therefore.
Mr. Cooper, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, Senate amendments, update, and statute changes made by the Livestock Identification Advisory Board. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 71, noes 1. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 11, AB 827. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 827 by Assemblymember O'Donnell and others, an act relating to safe schools.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Mr. Speaker and members, AB 827 ensures that teachers are given information on support services available for LGBTQ students. Senate amendments to AB 827 clarify that the California Department of Education would be required to monitor whether resource information is being provided to teachers consistent with existing practice. I respectfully ask for an aye vote and concurrence of amendments.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 52, noes 18. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 12, AB 1185. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1185 by Assemblymember Ridley Thomas, an act relating to best value procurement.
Mr. Ridley Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise to present AB 1185, which is back for concurring Senate amendments. This is a fiscally responsible local measure to help with the procurement construction practices of the Los Angeles Unified School District. With that, I would respectfully request an aye vote. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Ridley Thomas. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 48, noes 23. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 13, AB 1411. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1411 by Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia, an act relating to fire protection.
Mr. Garcia, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, 1411 is back for concurrence. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 71, noes 3. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 14, AB 219. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 219 by Assemblymember Daly and others, an act relating to public works.
Mr. Daly, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This bill specifies a minor change in the definition of public works to include the hauling and delivery of ready-mix concrete. Amendments from the Senate provide that the entity hauling or delivering ready-mix concrete shall be considered a subcontractor solely for the purposes of this bill. They also address some of the administrative concerns expressed by contractors. They further provide that the bill only applies to public works contracts that are awarded on or after July 1st of next year, 2016. I respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Mr. Harper, you are recognized from your desk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. Our roads and highways are in disrepair, and our budget didn't address ways to fund our transportation infrastructure. It is ironic that the majority party is advocating for raising taxes to pay for transportation projects, yet is also pushing to increasing the costs for those same projects with this bill. This bill could increase Caltrans costs by up to $60 million annually for transportation projects. That same $60 million could have been used to fund almost 80 quick-fix transportation projects each year. This bill would add new administrative positions to Caltrans to oversee that prevailing wages are being paid. We shouldn't be adding new employees to Caltrans when there are 3,500 redundant positions that can be eliminated to save us money for transportation funding. California already has a long road ahead when it comes to fixing our transportation infrastructure. We shouldn't take it any longer. I urge a no vote on this bill.
Dr. Wood, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in strong support of this common sense measure. Concrete delivery drivers are different from drivers that deliver metal or other products. They actually stay on the site and they work with the distribution, and as such, I think they should be subject to prevailing wage laws. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Mr. Frazier.
Mr. Speaker and members, as a general contractor in the state of California who has worked with the material men that carry the concrete to my job site, I want to make sure that that individual is a competent individual that can protect me when I'm pouring concrete. We do need to be able to protect the workers on the sites with the people that are paid in the appropriate fashion, so we can get the qualified individuals to be on that job site. And if they're not, they can hurt people. Thank you.
All debate having ceased, Mr. Daly, you may close if you wish.
I appreciate the comments of my Democratic colleagues, and I respect the comments of the member from Huntington Beach, Mr. Harper. The bottom line on a bill like this is about a fair day's wage for a fair day's work. I respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 45, noes 27. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 15, AB 302. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 302 by Assembly Member Christina Garcia, enacting the People Services.
Ms. Garcia, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, AB 302 would specify that schools with one or more lactating student shall provide these students with access to a private secure room to deal with any needs associated with breastfeeding or expressing milk. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on concurrence.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 54, noes 14. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item number 16, AB 676. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 676 by Assembly Member Calderon, enact relating to employment.
Mr. Calderon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 676 has no opposition and will help end discrimination against unemployed workers as they re-enter the job market. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote and concurrence.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 43, noes 26. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 17, AB 848. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 848 by Assembly Member Mark Stone, enact relating to alcohol and drug treatment programs.
Mr. Stone, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is back from the Senate for concurrence. This is a bill that provides a different option for licensed treatment facilities to be able to provide medical services on site. The opposition is worried about unlicensed, smaller facilities. This bill does not cover them. It never did, and that's not a part of the question. This allows a licensed drug treatment facility to provide medical services in their facility in accordance with their license. The Senate amendments are clarifying in most places, but it's a pretty straightforward bill. Most of you voted for it before, and I respectfully request your aye votes.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tie the vote. Ayes 61, noes 4. Senate amendments are concurred in. We are moving to file item number 18. That's AB 999. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 999 by Assembly Member Daly, enact relating to mobile homes, making an appropriation therefore.
Mr. Daly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill allows landlords to dispose of abandoned mobile homes fairly and equitably. The Senate amendments were minor and clarifying in nature. I request an aye vote very respectfully. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tie the vote. Ayes 68, noes 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 19, AB 332. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 332 by Assemblymember Calderon and others, an act relating to insurance.
Mr. Calderon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 332 is back on concurrence, which would create a long-term care insurance task force under the leadership of the Department of Insurance. The task force will provide recommendations to the governor and the legislature to come up with a portfolio of sustainable options providing long-term care insurance to the citizens of our state. Thank you, members, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote in concurrence.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 52, noes 16. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item number 20. That's AB 1017. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1017 by Assemblymember Campos and others, an act relating to employers.
Ms. Campos, you may open.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Assembly Bill 1017 is back on concurrence from the Senate. Historically, in the United States, women have been paid less than men for the same job. California has one of the largest wage gaps. White women make only 78 cents on the white male dollar. African American women and Hispanic women make just 64 cents and 44 cents for every $1 of the white male. AB 1017 prevents employers from asking a candidate what their previous salary was or is, and will start creating a foundation for women to be able to close the wage gap here in California. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Campos. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. 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 All members vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Ms. Campos. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 41, noes 29. Senate amendments are concurred in. Members, we are going to move to file item number 70. It's file item number 70, ACR 56. Clerk will read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 56 by Assemblymember Linder and others relative to the official state pet.
Members, please give your attention. Members. Mr. Linder. Mr. Linder, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. ACR 56 is back on in concurrence. It establishes the state pet for the state of California as the shelter pet. It would encourage people to first consider adopting an existing animal residing in one of our shelters, giving shelters a valuable tool to help bring attention to the millions of animals waiting for adoption. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Linder. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Members, we are going to move to Senate third reading. File item 83 and 84, as well as item 85, we will pass and retain. We are going to pass temporarily on file item 86. We are moving to file item 87. That's SCR 15. The clerk will read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 15 by Senator Fuller relative to the National Day of the Cowboy.
Mr. Bigelow. Members. Members, a heavy file today. Please give your attention to Mr. Bigelow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise today to present SCR 15, celebrating the National Day of Cowboy. The National Day of Cowboy is a day set aside for Americans to celebrate the contribution of the cowboy and cowgirl to America's culture and heritage. There are few things in the history of the American culture that carry the same iconic weight as the cowboy hat. As the old cowboy saying goes, it's the last thing you take off and the first thing that is noticed. America's cowboy is a world-renowned icon of honesty, hard work, integrity, and tenacity. The cowboy is a legendary and heroic figure that is just celebrated at events throughout the state. Everyday tasks that I do and many of my fellow cowboys have been transformed into many entertainment events for spectators and participants. In fact, rodeo is the 7th most watched sport in America. A little trivia there. Members, if you've been in my office, you've certainly noticed the Code of the West that hangs on the wall. It offers lessons that we can all practice in our daily routines. An excerpt from that reads, "A cowboy's word is a sacred bond. Bargains sealed with a handshake are more binding than legal documents. Be loyal. Be proud of your occupation. Lay down your life, if necessary, for a privilege of defending your outfit. Grant quick assistance to friends and strangers in need. Be cheerful. Endure hardships without complaining, such as today. Don't make excuses. Try to be bigger than the other fella. Sharing anything you own with a fellow worker. Be generous with your life and money. Stealing and wrestling are evil wrongdoings, almost like standing behind someone. Don't ever sell your saddle. If it's not yours, don't take it. If it's your moment, use it. If it's not true, don't say it. If it's not right, don't do it." Members, there is a magic moment when someone puts on their cowboy hat for the first time. They are immediately at one with a great adventure. Every hat holds a story and the experiences of the owner. show through that little explanation. My friends, oftentimes I'm able to wear a hat every day. Unfortunately, on the floor, and proudly I will say, I do not, because it's out of respect. Mr. Speaker, moment to use a prop. Mr. Speaker.
Without objection.
Vanna, this hat, this is a simple hat. It is a straw hat. It's worn with great pride, with great distinction. This hat has gone through many traumas. Quite honestly, it's been through heck and back, literally. It's been washed in horse troughs, this physical hat. It's been cleaned in a shower. But it's been a hat worn on the back of a quarter horse. It's been on the back of a four-wheeler. It's been worn in rodeos, and it's been used in many ways, this very hat. I enjoy this hat. I enjoy wearing it in the sunlight and under the stars. But everyone, it's with this hat that I tip my hat to all cowboys and all cowgirls. I would like to open the roll, have the roll opened for anyone who would like to co-author this great day, the day of the cowboy and cowgirl.
Mr. Wagner, you're recognized.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Briefly, we hear perhaps too much information in the author's floor speech. In particular, we hear the cowboy hat is the last thing that gets taken off. And then we hear that his cowboy hat is on the wall in his office. Question to the author.
Without objection.
What are you wearing during those meetings?
But, sir, I wear my professional attire every day. And in most cases, if there are special days such as this, where we have floor sessions, I am dressed in professional attire. I wear what I consider to be, answering the question of the maker of the question, I choose to wear what I consider my professional attire, a sport coat, a dress shirt, a nice tie, and my blue jeans, along with my cowboy boots. Does that further answer your question, sir?
Move to strike as non-responsive. I hope the rest of you understood, and I still urge an aye vote on the bill.
Mr. Alejo.
Howdy, members. I also rise in support of this resolution, but it's also important because the Salinas Rodeo is the largest rodeo in the state of California in my district. But past versions of this SCR have also included and set the record straight for history. Before there were cowboys, there were people in California called Californios, they were called vaqueros, they were called rancheros, and past resolutions included that. So it seems this is a little lacking because to not include that history, but we all know in California that for many generations, before there was ever such a thing as a cowboy in this state, there were these vaqueros and rancheros that really did the similar work. And in fact, the rodeo has a Spanish origin, meaning roundup, and those words are used so commonly nowadays in everyday speak, but they have their origins in those early days in California's history.
Mr. Linder.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I would like to urge everyone in this chamber to please help Mr. Bigelow out, help my colleague from up north out. Day of the American Cowboy is Americana. I represent a district, and in my district, the city of Norco. It's trademarked Horsetown, USA. And if you were to come to Norco on the weekend of July 25th, you would think it was a national holiday. You'll drive down 6th Street and you'll see the roads are striped red, white, and blue. And you'll go down and you'll pass horses on the horse trail, and you'll go down to Ingalls Park, and you'll take a whole day worth of family events that are just, that you would, like I said, you would just imagine, you would just picture that this is an American holiday. So I urge your aye vote. I urge you to please help the author co-author this bill and make it a great day for all the American cowboys and cowgirls.
Seeing and hearing no further debate from the cowboys in the chamber, Mr. Bigelow, you may close.
I thank the speakers who rose and spoke in favor of this, and I would encourage everyone to co-author this bill today and support it.
Mr. Bigelow has asked the first roll to be open for co-authors. The clerk will open the roll. Members, this is for co-authors. This is for co-authors. The clerk will close the roll. There are 68 co-authors added. And without objection, we can take a voice vote on this matter. All those in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes barely have it. The resolution is adopted. We're going to pass and retain file item 88, file item 89, SB 570. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 570 by Senator Jackson, an act relating to personal information.
Mr. Chow, are you prepared to present?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Members, Senate Bill 570 is a bill that would improve the readability and clarity of data breach notices sent to California residents when the security of their personal information is compromised. Existing law requires breach notifications to be made in the most expedient time possible without unreasonable delay, and specifies certain information that must be included in these notices. The law provides that breach notifications must be written in plain language, but is otherwise silent about how the information should be presented or organized. Unfortunately, data breach notices are often written in a way that obscures the information they contain, making them ineffective in communicating critical information to affected California residents. This bill improves the readability of breach notices by simplifying and standardizing how entities present information about a breach. It directs the information to be presented in plain language with the information grouped under 5 headings. 1. What happened? 2. What information was involved? 3. What we are doing? 4. What you can do? And 5. For more information. This bill ensures that businesses and government agencies remain free to provide additional information to supplement the required notice as they see fit. Additionally, the bill makes certain technical changes to the data breach notification law, including specifying that notices conspicuously posted on a website under the substitute notice provision remain posted for a minimum of 30 days, and clarifies the meaning of conspicuous posting. These changes to the data breach notification law will help ensure the critical information pertaining to a breach is communicated effectively to California residents, empowering them to take appropriate steps to protect themselves after a breach has occurred. The remaining opposition have been removed as of today, and I respectfully ask your support, and I vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 73, no 0. The measure passes. Passing and retaining file item 90, file item 91, SB 399. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 399 by Senator Hall, an act relating to tidelands and submerged lands.
Mr. O'Donnell, you're recognized.
Mr. Speaker and members, SB 399 will give the City of Los Angeles the ability to grant franchises, permits, or leases in the port and waterfront communities of San Pedro and Wilmington for a term not to exceed 66 years. Due to an expansion in port activity and a reduction of other commercial or residential development, the waterfront area offers only isolated areas of successful attractions for visitors amidst a growing number of abandoned, vacant, or underutilized areas. SB 399 will provide the City of Los Angeles with a regulatory tool to promote new waterfront-related enhancements, development, and economic opportunities while maintaining the integrity of the State Tidelands Trust. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 71, no 0. Measure passes. File items 92, 93 will pass and retain. Going now to file item 94, SB 9. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 9 by Senator Bell and others, an act relating to transportation, making appropriation therefore.
Mr. Frazier, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. SB 9 provides for a multi-year planning and allocation process under the Transit and Intercity Rail Capital Program administered by the California Transportation Agency. The process is utilized by the federal government and common for a variety of other transportation programs. Projects that will likely be funded under the program will be required a multi-year and a level of financial certainty for the transit operators to plan. SB 9 addresses this need. This bill has bipartisan support, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 66, no 0. Measure passes. File item 95, SB 34. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 34 by Senator Hill and others, enact relating to personal information.
Mr. Gatto, you may open.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Senate Bill 34 would establish reasonable privacy standards for automatic license plate readers while balancing law enforcement's ability to use this great technology to catch criminals. This technology is a useful component of modern policing, but it also raises significant privacy concerns by the ubiquitousness of it, and current law has not kept up with its rapid adoption. SB 34 would require an opportunity for public comments and allows the public a chance to weigh in and know about what their departments are up to. It would also require the users of technology to have the privacy policy posted on their internet. The amendments have removed all opposition. The bills received strong bipartisan support. I ask for aye vote.
Seeing and hearing no further debate, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 61, noes 4. The measure passes.